You know, bullying affects more than the present moment. It can affect your entire future if you let it. And at one point, like, I thought that it defined me. I thought that that was all that there was to my story, and there was like, I needed to break through that. I needed to create my own story, and I wasn't gonna let that define me. Okay, I'm ready. Hi everyone. Oh my gosh, this feels so strange, but in like the best way possible. I honestly sat down and thought that I knew what I was going to say, but as soon as I hit record, I'm just like, I feel so giddy right now. So, hello everyone, and welcome to my channel. If you have been subscribed to me for a while, welcome back. Hello, I missed you. And if this is your first time clicking on one of my videos, hello, I'm glad we are finally acquainted. So the last video I posted was actually about 3 years ago, which was a really long time, I know. I actually ended up taking a break from YouTube for quite some time, and I didn't really leave with an explanation. I didn't really address anything, just because it was kind of a really confusing time for me, and I didn't exactly know like what to say. So I just decided to leave it, and I knew when the time was right, I would be sitting here making this video, talking to you guys, just kind of explaining everything and just kind of sharing a little bit more of myself, my story, and I'm just really happy that today is that day. My background is really different now. I actually moved out from home and I moved across the country to Toronto, so I am now living in Toronto with, but I did not move out here alone. I actually brought my dog with me, Monty, and if you follow me on Instagram or watch some of my previous videos, you'll know who Monty is. It's like my little baby. So I guess I should just start off with like a quick little update, hey? I also want to hear from you guys. How are you doing? How is life? It's honestly been way too long. These past 3 years have been absolutely just like insane. The amount of change, the amount of growing and just learning that I've experienced has been so incredible, and I just kind of want to finally open up and just kind of talk to you guys. And yeah, that's gonna happen a lot. So yeah, I created my YouTube channel in 2010, and how that came about, I honestly was Googling one night how to do something with makeup. I think it was like eyeliner. I think I like Googled how to do winged eyeliner or something, and what came up was just like a bunch of beauty videos from YouTube. I just knew I had to be a part of it. I just knew. I was just so excited by what I had found. I was just like, oh my god, this is like a whole new world. And I honestly, for the next like 3 days and that night, all I did was watch these videos. What kind of came about throughout YouTube, I had been doing it for like 2.5 years, and throughout that time I was dealing with a lot of things that I never really shared. I never really opened up. I was just very nervous to share my story because I didn't know how people would respond, and I wasn't even like sure of everything that was going on inside my head and all of my emotions. Like, I didn't fully understand it, so it was hard for me to really open up. I remember sitting down to make a video a long time ago about bullying and just kind of like my experience with it. And I remember I sat down and I had started talking, and I think I got through like 2 sentences, and it was just like immediate like tears. I could not stop crying. And I was just like, okay, yeah, this is not the time. So I think for all of this to make sense, I should go back to 5-year-old Ashley and just kind of begin my story there. Since I was in grade 1, I was bullied pretty severely. Each year in school, it just continued to get worse and worse and worse until 9th grade, which was my last year in regular school. And then for all of high school, I did like online homeschooling, which was truly like the best decision I ever made. I always wanted to be homeschooled just because of what had been going on in school for so long. It just like, it was exhausting. I felt it's just amazing how you can try and forget certain things. You can never really get rid of emotions. You can't just throw away emotions that you don't want to feel. They're kind of always there. So in elementary, which was grade 1 to 6, it was really, really difficult. I'm so sorry about all this noise. There is just, I'm getting so annoyed, but I can't control it. Yeah, it was really, really hard. I felt like every single day it was something new that kids were just picking on me for. Most of it didn't even make sense. I didn't understand half of it. I just seemed to be the target, no matter what I did, no matter how I dressed, how I acted, no matter what I said. I was just the target. It's very easy to feel alone when you're being bullied, and that's the worst part of it is feeling alone. Honestly, like I spent the whole day alone. Like I didn't really do recess because I didn't have anyone to really hang out with. I mostly spent my recesses and lunch in the bathroom because it was easier than going outside and seeing all these people who would literally follow me around and just say things or, you know, do whatever they were gonna do, which was different every single day. I just felt like no matter what I was doing, it was never good enough. I felt like things had gotten better in grade 7 because I had found friends, and it was like this amazing thing that had happened. I was like, oh my God, this is what it feels like to go to school every day, see people smile, hug them, and, you know, hang out like that. I was so excited. But all of my friends that I had in grade 7, most of them were in grade 8. And for some reason, one day I came to school and they would have nothing to do with me. And they literally turned the whole school against me. I don't know how they did it. I don't know how something like that is possible. But they did it, and they did a very good job. I would go to school every day and I would be quite honestly like scared. I would be getting threats sent to my like social media profile that I had back then. I would get honestly messages that I can't even repeat because they're so awful. I would get pushed and shoved in the hallways, and the things that they would say to me, I don't think they realized how their words can truly affect someone. I don't think that bullies really realize that their words are more than just words, and they can seriously affect the way that somebody feels and thinks about themselves. And the things that they would say, I don't understand how somebody can do that to another human being. I don't think I'll ever understand. So yeah, grade 7 was a really, really rough year. I remember just like breaking down one day, and the principal just like, I had to come clean about everything. And it just got to the point where I mean, girls were getting suspended, expelled, everything. Like it was a disaster, and I remember just going home every single day and crying my eyes out. I just remember feeling like it was never gonna end. Like I felt like that was gonna be my life for the next however long. And I didn't see the light at the end of the tunnel. It was really hard, and I fell into this really depressed, anxious state where it was hard for me to get out of bed in the morning, because I didn't want to face the same thing. I didn't want to hear what people had to say about me, because none of it was true. I knew none of it was true, but when you have so many people saying the same thing over and over and over again, you start thinking, or at least for me, this is, you know, everybody is so different, but this is just what happened with me. Like I just started to believe it. It really affected just my self-image, my confidence, my self-esteem, how I looked at myself, how I thought of myself. That's what bullying does. It affects every aspect of your life. It has the potential to change your state of mind. And since it went on for so long, it gradually reached that point. I wish it hadn't, but it did. And that is, oddly enough, not the end of the story. It continues. Grade 8 was amazing. I met a really great friend. She taught me how to smile again. I'm really grateful for her. I'm not gonna cry, guys. She's somebody that I will always, always hold very close to my heart. So grade 9, that was probably the worst and best year, to be honest, because that was the year that I found YouTube. The main reason that I got picked on in grade 9 was because of the way that I dressed. Honestly, the core essence of who I am is fashion. It's how I express myself, it's how I represent myself, and I'm really proud of that. But at that time, other kids, like they didn't understand that. I just remember making my first YouTube video and feeling like so happy, because it felt like a breakthrough. It felt like I was doing something for me, and that was something that I needed. But what happened was, in school, this group of girls who were actually my friends, found out, and they just told everyone. They kind of mentioned it to me one day and was like, oh, you make videos? And I was like, yeah, I do. Like, that's so cool that you like saw. And I didn't take it in a negative way at all, because I didn't see it as a negative thing. I thought of it as like something really cool that I was proud of. But as soon as it got out, it spread to every person in school. I felt like I was doing something so right, but these kids at school they tore me apart. I try not to think about that year, to be honest, just because it was so rough. But what I had was YouTube. So once grade 9 was over, I enrolled in online homeschooling. I was able to truly just focus on my studies, get it done, and then whatever time that I had, I would film my videos, and it was like a combination that couldn't have been more perfect. Like, I was so thankful that things kind of fell apart just to fall into place. But as time went on, I wasn't letting go of what had happened, because it kept playing like an episode in my head, everything that had happened. I would just feel like I would go back to that girl in school who was so insecure and felt so helpless. Like, I became really concerned with creating perfection because I wanted to please everyone. And I put a lot of pressure on myself to be perfect, more than anybody should ever do, because you can't be perfect. And I learned that the hard way, that no matter what you do, you will never be perfect, and that's okay. That was kind of my way of blocking myself off almost, because throughout all of these years of bullying and being told that you're not good enough and you're this, you're that, we don't like this, this, and this, and this, and this, and this, and this, I had no confidence. My self-esteem was shot. I didn't know who I was at that. I didn't grow properly. You know, if you put yourself back in your 15, 16, even 17-year-old self's shoes, you know, it's a confusing, awkward time in your life, but then if you just have all this experience in the past of people telling you that you're not going to amount to anything, and it affects you. It really does. It affected me. I wish to this day that it hadn't, but it was just something that did happen, and I couldn't control that. It was just something that I had to deal with, and I knew that if I did deal with it, I would come out a lot stronger. Even if you feel like your world is crumbling and you have no idea who you are, you need to take time to get to know yourself and love yourself. Stop focusing on what you don't like or what people don't like about you, because that doesn't even matter. Focus on what you love about yourself. I had been doing videos for 2.5 years and I loved it, you guys. I loved talking to you guys and making these videos. They were such a huge part of my life. But there came a time when I decided to take time for myself to just heal and to get to know myself. I felt like I always kind of knew who I was, but I had never fully embraced her because I think there was a fear of judgment and a fear of getting bullied again. I didn't feel confident in myself. I didn't know what direction I was even going in. I felt confused. Like, I just felt confused. I'm such a firm believer in the timing of our lives and how timing just plays a key role. I wanted to come back to YouTube earlier, but it just wasn't the right time. Like, I knew deep down that it wasn't the right time. I knew that this was the right time. I actually, earlier this year, I think it was like May, I launched my blog, which I've always been so incredibly passionate about because fashion is my life. Like, it is such a big part of me, and it truly has helped me get through everything. It's just like my form of expression, and I love it. To be honest, like, I didn't expect people from my YouTube to like leave comments asking me like where I've been and if I was going to be making videos. So that kind of like acted as motivation for me to really be the best person. I guess I can sum it up by just saying, like, I wanted to know myself. I wanted to put everything behind me and stop living in the past. I wanted to let go of that anxiety of trying to be perfect, trying to please everyone. I wanted to just feel positive. I just wanted to feel like me. For the first time in my life, I feel like I don't have to apologize for who I am. I've really fought to become this person. And if you're going through something similar, just please don't ever stop fighting, because if there's one person you should fight for, it's yourself, every single time. I want everybody out there to know that if you went through something similar and if you feel like things aren't going to get better, I promise you they are. Your hardships often prepare you for something incredible. And I don't think I'll ever say that I'm grateful that it happened, because I don't think anybody should have to go through what I went through. But I am grateful for how strong it's made me. I remember talking to my mom while I was crying, she was talking. One of the key pieces of advice that my mom gave me that I had to kind of learn for myself and experience to truly grasp what it meant was not caring what people thought of me. It was easy to be like, yeah, I know, I need to do that, but you kind of need to actually go through all the motions before you can truly understand it and say, yes, like, I don't care what people think about me. I spent so long worried about what people thought of me and what they were gonna say about me, that this is my time to feel good about me and to feel comfortable in my own skin. I'm not sitting here saying that I'm like the most confident person in the world now and I'm untouchable, but of course things still get to me, but I know deep down that as long as I'm happy with myself, then that's what matters, and that's what I had to learn. And I don't care about being perfect. I don't want to be perfect because that's not me. You know, a lot of people in my previous videos, they would be like, we love your videos, but we feel like we just don't get to see you as much. And that really hit me, because I was like, you know what, that's true. That felt really amazing to just kind of open up and share that. I hope that I kind of like at least reached one person, at least somebody can relate. I just want to put some good vibes out there and just say hello. And I have missed you guys dearly. You have no idea. I've literally kept a journal just with video ideas. And like, you know what, one day I'm gonna do this one. I'm gonna do this one. So yeah, I want to do them now. I want to kind of hear from you guys, and if you have any questions, I would love to do like an updated question and answer. If you have any video requests, oh my gosh, please leave them. I definitely want to start filming more videos for you guys. Is that everything? I'm gonna turn the camera off and be like, I forgot to say that. It's gonna drive me nuts, but it's okay. Thank you, and I love you guys more than I can even put into words. How could I even end this video without Monty saying hello? How could I even do that? Oh, he just burped. Oh, he has the hiccups actually. Oh my god, that's so cute and so sad. Okay, I'm gonna take this little guy for a walk, and I will talk to you all very soon.